Well, usually we fade in at the start of an episode. It's a nice little fade in, but it's not today. We're just launching in. It's me, Val. It's him, Nate, and we're the Vacuous Perspective, and we're as confused as you are. In general. In general.
Always. Yeah, probably more confused. What am I confused about this time?
Where to start?
Yeah, well, what has been confusing me? The Eagles have been confusing me. The West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, the West Coast Eagles are confusing you.
Every now and then they have half a game. Every now and then they turn up for a little while.
And what a half.
And this was against Port. They were winning.
Yeah, we're going to go watch half a game this weekend.
Maybe we should just plan to be there for the first half.
No, we'll go to the second half, man, and the boys will come home. Like, why are we doing all the good shit in the first half? Yeah? Do it in the second half.
Because people remember how you finish.
Yeah.
What do they call it? The peak end rule? Have you heard of this before?
Go on.
I think it's in a presentation.
Yes.
Or a performance. People will remember two things. The peak moment, however you just find that.
Oh, yes.
Basically, they'll remember one thing. There'll be the memorable thing, and they'll remember the last thing.
Oh, the very last thing.
I think it's called the peak end rule. I could be fucking that up completely.
Okay.
But so the Eagles, following that peak end rule, they just need to kick the goal of the year at some point.
Yes.
And then have a good last 5 minutes.
Yeah, which we know they're capable of.
Yeah, and then everyone, that's all people remember, and whether they win, lose, or draw, it won't really matter.
Relevant, yeah.
But they're doing it like with the team. I don't even know who's in the team. Like, obviously McGovern's gone. That's pretty tragic.
I think Cripps is the only one left from the 2018 grand final side.
Okay.
And he just played a milestone game on the weekend.
Did Dugan not play in 2018?
Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, but he's just like a co-captain. He's not like in the squad, is he?
Just a co-captain. And he is lucky to be in the squad. If he wasn't co-captain...
How can you be co-captain and lucky to be in the squad at the same time?
He must have great leadership skills. He must give great
off the
blowjobs.
field stuff.
Yeah. He must be doing a lot off the field. Like, a lot.
Okay. There's value in that. I mean, we all know there's value in that.
He's had moments. Speaking of the peak end rule, he's had he had a moment or two. Even Nathan Buckley was singing his praises, and I'm someone that is always on him. I just feel like he's just dump kicking. I feel like he's one of the worst kicks in the AFL.
Right. You as a supporter have taken away his kick license. Like
totally.
If you were in charge of handing out the licenses to kick, he doesn't get one.
He should be Rowan Jones, only allowed to handball.
Is that the origins of this? Do you think Rojo?
Well, think about this. Rojo's running around. The guy's a complete bobblehead. He's got Judd running past, Cousins running past, Kerr running past, Dean Cox running past.
Yeah, true.
Fletcher
They're all
running past.
Yeah, sure.
Don't fucking kick the ball. When you're a terrible kick, you've got all this class, all this silk.
Yeah, but think about it.
Streaming by.
I hate to be the one to do this, but think about it from his perspective. Yeah, there's Judd over there. Yeah, there's Ben Cousins over there, right? But I'm a person too, and my name is Anakin. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, he's got to stand up and be like, "Nah, I can do." Because you know what happens, right? Is you can't, it's a bit alarmist to say, Rojo, don't kick the ball. Because what's going to happen inevitably is you're going to do a kick that's, a decent kick. You can't lock someone into 100% failure. They're going to prove you wrong.
No, you're quite right.
The way you described it there, where it's like you have Cousins, you've got Judd, you've got the best midfield ever, Dean Cox is outrunning you, give him the ball, right? You're right. That is the right way to look at it. The wrong way to look at it is be like, don't kick the ball ever because you're shit. Like, but I remember people getting very uppity at Rojo during the game when we were younger, we were in our during that time, like when we would watch games, everyone was always on to Rojo, and I think it's just because
a bit unfair.
It's unfair because he's playing with Chris Judd, Ben Cousins, Daniel Kerr, the greatest midfield possibly ever.
At the same time, know your place. Know your place. But no, he earned back his kicking license. He did. Towards the end of his career, I actually was a big fan of him. The spotlight was really shining on him because I think when you're like a virus-riddled potato in amongst apples and bananas and all these other delicious fruits, it's really obvious when you've got all these imperfections and you're just a bit of a turd out there.
Okay. I'm waiting for the compliment bit. I thought you were going to big him up. You've just called him a potato and then elevated it to potato turd.
Somehow he shed his shitty skin of the potato, and then you saw his ripe underbelly for what it really was.
Well, potatoes are great. They can make chips. They do other stuff, but mainly chips.
Very nutritious. Mashed potato chips, versatile.
Efficient.
They even make those potato spirals, do they not? Where you deep fry a spiral of potato.
Oh, they do
on a stick. Yeah.
See, this is what Rojo had. This is how Rojo needed to be marketed back then.
Who are we talking to about? So who's the modern day Rojo? Oh,
you were talking about Dugan not having his kicking license.
Dugan,
revoking his kicking license.
Yes. And the difference is Dugan is a turd out there surrounded by turds. So when you establish yourself as when they're it's clear, like the fact that I'm worried about him and think he's a bad kick means he must really be underperforming. But he gets a fair bit of the ball, and you know what? His kick was a laser beam for the second half of the Collingwood game. The Collingwood game, he was actually really good.
Well, think about it from this perspective. Gov's gone. Arguably your most reliable kick out of the back 50. Arguably your best guy. Give him the ball if we need a safe kick, please.
And McGovern was unreal. We were spoiled. He was amazing.
He was a keg.
His intercept marking. He was a keg, yeah.
I don't understand how it works. Like, how can this guy be fucking 1 million time All-Australian? He doesn't have the look of a 10 million time All-Australian, but he is. He absolutely is.
He looks like he should be playing full forward.
He does.
He could have Scott Cummings.
Man, if he was still playing, probably put him in full forward. You know, do they get clobbed in the head much at full forward? I don't know. Like,
not these days. Not these days.
It's a good spot. Like,
is he going to blow out? Is really the question.
Oh, is
now
that what
he's
you're
not
wondering?
playing.
Oh, really?
Well, they all do. Have you seen Scott Cummings?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I have this memory of him etched in my memory of
he was always
him kicking 14 goals.
Yeah, he did.
He was a big bloke. 14 goals in a game.
That's a club record still, right? I think it is. I don't think anyone's touching that. Yeah.
No. Well, I've told you this before, but last year or the year before, the Eagles have had so many bad years that they all roll into one horrible nightmare. But
I like it that it's rolled into one horrible nightmare so that I don't have to have 6 horrible nightmares. I just get one. It's all rolled into one.
That's true. They had a list of top 5 goal scorers in Eagles games of 2023. I'm pretty sure it was 2023. Top 5 goal scorers in Eagles games, right?
Oh, in Eagles games.
No. Every Eagles game there was.
I see where this is going.
I think around 52 was around that mark was Oscar Allen.
Yep.
Makes sense, right?
Yep.
Captain, full forward.
And gets the ball as much as
and
a
good
can.
player. As much as, and in 2023. So, yeah, nice. That's good return.
Good.
Second place, around 28 goals. I'm making up. It's pretty close to that. Some Eagles player. I think it was Cripps.
Okay.
I think it was Jamie Cripps.
He's a laser beam.
Third position
this is not
in Eagles games.
Yeah. It's not
Tex
an Eagle.
Walker.
Yeah. Ooh, yuck.
With, I think it was around 18 or 20.
So he's
he may have even been 20
9.
goals.
He's played 2 games against them and kicked 9 every time. That's disgusting.
Fourth position.
Oh, no.
Charlie Curnow.
Oh, no.
kicked another couple of bags against them. Right, this is against all Eagles players. So the Eagles have had 23 opportunities in the year, or how many games do they play now?
About that.
22,
about that.
whatever.
Yeah.
More than 20 games they've had these opportunities. Tex and Charlie Curnow, 2 games. So they've had less than 10% of the opportunity. And despite that, that's how flawed.
I know,
the
but some of those
getting.
games, the whole team's scoring 4 goals. Like, as a team, they're putting 4 on the board.
That sort of is the point. It's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah, none of the Eagles are scoring goals.
Yeah, and I've talked
the opposition
about
full forward scoring bags.
I've talked about the effects of winning and losing teams on the economy. You know, what is the cost to the WA economy when you've got 2 teams that are absolutely sharding themselves every week? Now, I heard Frio's in with a chance here because the race is so close in the midfield that it is anyone's game, except for the Eagles. And that's exciting. That could boost the numbers a bit, right?
Yeah. Offset this this depression.
At least it's
that
not
we're
all
in.
of us, I guess, is my point. Like all of the state. Because if the whole state's going in on Monday morning, just in the dumps, team got pumped on the weekend again, right? Nothing's happened. Like it's the overall effect over the whole economy needs to be studied. You know, because I remember those boom years. Yeah, I remember when the Eagles never didn't make the 8. I remember when we were just finals every year. People were loving it.
The boom days.
We're very lucky. You know, we've been alive as long as the Eagles. We've seen way more premierships than we should have.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering I wasn't really watching footy at the beginning, but yeah, considering I've seen 2 premierships in my prime.
You didn't have like the 92 or 94 tape in your house somewhere?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
My parents weren't into it. I got into footy through school friends.
Friends.
And my parents, Dad sort of was, you know, he would kind of be somewhat
Does
interested.
he have a
but
club?
I was the one watching. Yeah, he's an Eagles man. Oh, but he doesn't watch footy now, but he's an Eagles man.
But he was an Eagles man, yeah.
Yeah,
You don't need to watch footy to be an Eagles man. In fact, a lot of Eagles men don't watch football anymore.
Yeah. Well, he got off before the implosion. So he was not watching football when it was still cool to watch football.
Yeah.
As an Eagles supporter.
Yeah.
He thinks. I think he thinks watching sport is for, how do I say it? Like for troglodytes.
Yeah, I've had this conversation with your father.
Really? Yeah, he thinks it's a
your
little
wedding.
bit beneath him or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, I don't want to. I don't want to speak for him.
No, but he talked about something like competition. Like this, he's like he didn't like an element of. I don't know. I can't remember what his thoughts were, but I was fascinated. I just have a bad memory.
He's a bit. You have a great memory. He is a little bit. He's what's the word, like a fucking manic intellectual. So if there's no intellectual component to it, competition he doesn't think's intellectual. Whereas I think I like the sports psychology. I like the emotion and the like. I like seeing people succeed at the highest level. Of course, we'll get onto Dom Sheed. I like those moments where you kick the goal, you know, to win the game.
Yeah,
that's huge. I also like seeing people choke. I feel horrible for them.
Well, if you're watching a grand final, you're going to watch someone have the best day of their life next to someone who's going to have the worst day of their life. And forever will it change them as people. You get to witness the moment.
Yeah. But I'd rather someone wins it with a positive action than someone loses the grand final with an error. Like, for example, if
oh yeah, okay, they overturn a goal and it's after the siren, and then it means that the team that kicked the goal, like, that becomes a point, now doesn't win. You know what I mean?
Let's say
it ruins the moment, I guess.
Let's say I wasn't an Eagles supporter. Sure. I was a neutral, and I was watching the 2018 grand final.
Yeah.
And Sheed has a shot. I know there was about a minute left after the goal, but say he had the shot and missed, and then that was the end of the game. I find that's an error and that Collingwood win by virtue of someone not being good enough, I think that's always a bit sad. They win by someone failing and not performing, whereas you had a team win by someone doing the thing.
Yes.
If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but
it makes sense because the you can't show on a highlight reel, and Sheed from the boundary needs to be in perfect. He isn't. It missed. Collingwood are going to go on to win this. Like, that's boring.
It's boring. Yeah.
It's boring.
Oh, where's the?
But I remember I was talking
roaring
to your old man from an MMA perspective because I thought when you're talking to someone, especially if you might find the conversation intimidating for whatever reason. Like, I haven't had that many chats with your old man, but this was like an opportunity for me to be like, all right, so where can I find some common ground, like some commonality with this man?
With this martial arts instructor.
Martial arts. Yeah, he's a martial arts guy. So I was like, well, maybe I could try and like gauge his interest in MMA, for example. And I don't think he liked it. I don't think he was a fan.
No, he doesn't.
Of people punching on for money. I don't think he liked it very much. I think he saw a difference between like, I don't know if he saw the difference between like.
He's a purist.
He's a purist, yeah.
He's actually into the art. I don't think he's ever fought someone. He's a bit of a. Well, I'm not calling him a pussy, but he hasn't put his money where his mouth is.
Well, nor should you, right? Not just for the purpose of proving something, right? It's like not needing it is probably better than needing it, but having it is important, obviously, to him, and it's fascinating. If people get into martial arts to be like, cause the next guy that starts on me is gonna fucking get it. If that's the reason why they're getting into it, I'm scared, right? Most people don't say they're into it for that. Most people say, at worst, on the worst end of the spectrum, they go, this saved me from a life of this saved me from a life of violence. Like, this actually helped me get out my demons a bit. Like, I was an aggressive person, and then I came here and I learned self-discipline, and I learned how to regulate my emotions, and I found that punching a punching bag or breathing or something helped me out calm me. It's an outlet. Yeah, exactly. So there's the people who are like, I just do it for fun. There's the people who like, no, I need the discipline and the regime. I need that. I like having that. And then there's the people who are like, man, this saved me from being an absolute fucking killer monster. I know. Yes.
I know this doesn't resonate with you as much, but I found I got that outlet from running. So I think any physical exercise can be a good outlet for people, but depends 100%. On the person.
No, 100%. No. I think it is good for all people. The willingness to do it is the deciding sort of factor. Everyone knows that doing exercise every day and eating properly is good for you. Everybody knows that. What they don't tell you is that running with a shit system, like not exercising as much and eating terribly, it's all right. Like, it's all right. Like, it goes all right. It goes all right.
It goes surprisingly well. It goes surprisingly well. I'll give you that.
So,
because you can exercise and eat all the right things, and in some ways, you don't really change that much.
Really? Because I've heard the opposite. I've heard of people who have said something like, man, I recently changed my diet. And you go, oh yeah, go on. And they're like, yeah, I'm going on this new thing, right? I'm trying out this new diet. And I'm like, how do you...
fucking hate the word diet, yeah.
I was like, how do you feel? Kind of thing. How do you feel? Because that's obviously the most important thing. They're like, I feel amazing. You're like, what is that? Because I've always just felt like alive. Like...
I think a lot of it's I think this is controversial, but I think a lot of it's placebo as well.
Okay.
If you think when you're a young kid,
bananas, make your body sing. My mum used to be like, eat a banana, it'll make your body sing. Guess what? I ate shitloads of bananas when I was younger. I may have been super healthy because of the banana, like having a banana every now and then, but I wasn't fucking shouting from the rooftops how happy I was to be eating a banana. Okay, or the
it's
banana
good stuff,
wasn't
good stuff, yeah.
I'm sure it's great. The point is you can't lie. You have to say, have a banana, it's good for you. Don't sell me on this, it'll change your life.
Yeah.
Just eat the banana because you probably should eat the banana is better than it'll make your body sing because guess what? I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, I like
and guess what? There's no
being
singing.
educated. Yeah. I'm with you. I think education is critical. I like knowing it's really high in potassium, but the problem is why do I need potassium? I don't know.
Isn't that a
I know
metal?
it's good. I know it's important.
Isn't that some sort of metal? Like people are like, you need more iron, right? And you're like, isn't that a metal? Don't we make like swords out of that shit? You want me to eat a sword? Like, what am I eating? Iron levels.
Obviously, the iron's for your hemoglobin. Apparently
Get
oxygen.
fucked,
You need
you can't.
iron.
No one's ever seen a hemoglobin.
There's a snail. There's this. I think it's a deep sea snail. Deep sea snail.
A deep sea snail. Yeah. Wow.
A deep sea snail. I reckon you can probably combine those two seas and
No,
shorten
you can't.
it. A deep sea snail.
No, you can't. Because it's not from the deep. It's from the deep sea.
Oh, fucking hell. It's got armor. It's got iron. I'm going to type in iron deep sea.
Hang on. It's got a
sea
shield?
Snail. Yeah, it absorbs iron. The iron-shelled deep sea snail.
And why do they need to be iron? They don't say pressure?
They don't say. They just say the iron-shelled deep sea snail.
Oh.
You're referring to. Oh, this is on AI though. This is on AI. Is the scaly foot gastropod, also known as the volcano snail or iron snail. This unique creature is the only known animal to incorporate iron into its exoskeleton. It is Iron Man. It's Iron Snail.
Whoa.
Forming a 3-layered shell and scales on its foot. These snails live near hydrothermal vents in the Indian Ocean, our backyard.
Yep.
Where they are exposed to extreme temperatures and mineral-rich water.
Wowzers. Mineral-rich water. See the minerals? See they're getting all those minerals?
All that potassium. Maybe some bananas fell into the ocean there.
You know, we've talked a lot about power generation. How come we haven't tapped into sort of thermal nuclear vents? That sounds pretty hot down there. Okay.
It sounds pretty hot and deep. It sounds a little complicated. But
does it? Long hose?
Well,
super long hose.
Even geothermal is, so let's take the water out of the equation because you have to put some offshore platform there. Let's take that and you just drill into the earth.
Yeah.
That has a lot of prospects for success.
Okay.
But there's also some technical issues. I think there's a power plant in California that produces a huge amount of California's energy, around 20%.
And it's
from
geothermal.
Geothermal.
So they've got a hole in the ground. It goes up into a building and then they convert that into electricity.
They've got a really long pipe that goes into the ground, shoots water into the ground, and it comes up in a big U-turn. As it heats up, becomes steam.
Oh, so it's a hot water system.
It's a hot water system. And you know what? It might not even be water that's in the pipe, but there's something that goes down and gets hot. And that thing comes back up.
Yeah, but I would have thought that the air down there would be quite hot. I wouldn't have thought you'd even need water. I thought you could just pop the pipe in and the air rushes up because it's hotter than the surroundings.
Well, nearly all power generation, nearly all of it, except for solar, is at the end of the day, you get hot stuff and you create steam and you turn a turbine.
Yeah.
So somehow they get the heat from the ground. Who knows how they fucking do it?
Turns a turbine.
Ultimately, they're boiling a kettle.
It's great, isn't it?
They're using the heat to boil a kettle. Steam turns the turbine. Away you go. Now we're cooking.
Even solar generation?
Not solar. Solar is the only one that you're literally harnessing the
raw power of the sun.
Photons, I guess, the energy of the... Yeah, but you can then boil a kettle if you want.
Yeah.
You can then make some steam out of it.
Oh, yeah, you can. Could you power a turbine? That's what you need, right? You need some solar grid that powers a turbine. Yeah?
I've always thought we could just get some we could just get some less fortunate humans, or if you want to be even
like rat wheel
nicer
stuff
about it, yeah, we can get some less fortunate animals, right? That we don't think about it. Just harness them up to the thing that turns the turbine. Give them a whip. Don't give it to them, but whip them.
Yeah, whip them.
with them, and
It's already pretty cruel.
Don't think about it too much. Don't
think about it. No.
Don't look at it or look into the ethics behind it.
No.
But at the end of the day, you will have your computers on and you will have your TV running. Isn't
People
that what
power.
we all really care about? Yeah.
People power. You're like, my phone's not charged. How would you ever be able to use any piece of electronics ever if you knew that it was human push turbines?
Do you ever think about the fact that? Do you ever think about the meat that you eat?
Of course.
I know. I do think about it a little bit. I still do it, but it starts to.
You think about
feel
it.
A bit guilty. I start to feel a little bit guilty about it.
I think it's more it's the curious part of your mind that when you see something brought to plate, you naturally go, okay, so I wonder where all of this came from. So you've got some veggies on the plate. They probably came from a farm. I don't know where, right? Packaged up and boxed up and on the shelf or whatever, and they went and got them and popped it into your meal. The murder bit, bit's weird. Like when I said the veggie stuff, I said that quite nicely. Like that's nice. Like someone's picked some veggies. That's cool.
Murdered some vegetables.
Someone's gone and killed. If they had to,
different.
like, if in order to get your lettuce, right, or your tomatoes, they don't just pick them off the plant. They actually have to like stab the plant. Like they're stabbing the tomato plant and they destroy it, and it goes Then it'd be harder to eat tomatoes.
I know it would
for the same reason.
What happens if somehow plants do feel pain?
Then we're done. We're from a moral perspective, we'll have to pretend we're not looking at it again. It'll be back like the olden days where, you just don't ask how the sausage is made. What do you think innately? Like now, if you had to answer it on, do you think on any level they feel anything?
Well, they respond to environmental stimulus. So the sun will shine and they will open the flowers and they will face the flowers towards the sun, or they'll face leaves. Like, for example, I've got a I can't remember what the fuck it's called, some plant with big broad leaves on the back there.
Yes.
I'll turn that around because its leaves, it will orientate them towards the window because it likes the sun.
Yeah, it's naturally going and gravitating,
Yeah, and I'm wondering if I just started poking it with a knife or something, would it over time somehow avoid the knife or something, or go that I'm responding to the stimulus of being stabbed slowly, like in the same way it's responding to the stimulus of the sun.
Of course, same thing.
Yeah, but I think maybe it's just really slow at responding to things, but it does feel
the
the
sun
environment.
is its natural counterpart. Like, it needs the sun. It's actually doing it for survival reasons, not for any other reason.
Yeah, I don't think there's an evolutionary advantage, because obviously pain for an animal is advantageous because it will keep it alive. So it goes, oh, can't touch that. Like, hurts when this thing bites me, etc. So it's like you sort of need that feedback. But I don't know if a plant needs feedback in a pain way. I don't think so.
Well, on our current understanding, it's probably unlikely, but that's just our current understanding. Like, who knows?
Don't they say that when you play music to
I was going to get you to do this. Can you just buy 2 little pot plants, right? And I want you to treat one of them very nicely. And by that, I mean smile at it when you walk past it.
Yeah.
So you smile at one of the plants.
Saying nice things.
No, you don't have to say anything.
Oh, okay.
You're smiling. It's all non-verbal at this point. I want to start there. Right? So you walk past it and you give it a nice acknowledging smile, okay? And the other one, you just scowl at it. You just give it a quick scowl. You just go, you're not as cool as the other plant, right? And I want to see if it responds to like emotional stuff where it's like the other
positive
plant
vibes,
performs better because it had some nicer words said to it, or a tone or something. Or if you went up to the plant and you were like, rah, 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 right? See what happens to the plant on a molecular level.
Yeah, it started off with pure non-verbal.
Yeah.
Just like, hands on hips, just looking at it really sternly.
I don't like you. Yeah. With your face.
So I was asking Claude if there's any scientific evidence for plants responding positively to singing or talking. It says that the evidence is quite mixed, which is sort of what I expected, actually.
It's unanimous. It's unanimous.
The talking to plant studies. The most famous research was by botanist Luther Burbank, and later experiments in the 60s and 70s. Geez, the acid days. But these studies generally didn't meet modern scientific standards. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. Plants are highly responsive to light, water, nutrients, temperature, humidity, and touch.
Touch?
Ooh.
Touches.
So maybe give it a caress.
And the other one, you just sort of slap it as you walk by.
Yeah, just whip it. Hey, we were talking about the Eagles before, but I just want to touch on Dom Sheed's retirement because it would be rude not to.
Right, that was a couple of weeks ago.
It was a few weeks ago. We haven't. I don't think we've chatted since then.
Yeah, possibly. You want to talk about Dom Sheed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have an amazing career, but he had that iconic moment, of course.
Never has to buy a beer in Perth ever again. Yeah.
Never ever.
Yeah.
Just shot him into, you know, he's like instant club hero stuff. But he was saying, this article says he counts himself as one of the really lucky ones because he's made it to life membership, played in a grand final, and obviously won a grand final off his own boot.
Pretty cool, man. Not many people are going to have a better run than that.
No. And you just want to taste success at the highest level, and your career is a success. You don't.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter. If you came 18th every season, except for one where you won the grand final, all that shit doesn't matter. Like, coming 18th, who cares? Like, got a premiership. You're part of an illustrious group at that point.
Yeah. He was, in this article, it quoted Dom Sheed's, before they go out, when they retire, they meet with the team and they have a bit of a chat and they, reminisce and retire to the group at large. He said that he's thought about the goal that he kicked in the grand final. He's thought about every 5 minutes since it happened. And he actually says that he has a sense of guilt associated with it because that moment overshadowed the whole team, and that's all anyone remembers. Whereas he knows that he is intimately aware of how much everyone, the whole organization, put in all this effort to win the premiership. And at the end of the day, like we were talking about earlier in the episode, everyone talks about Dom Sheed, and he gets showered with all this sort of glory for other people's achievements.
I think that guilt is correctly placed, and he didn't have to say that. He didn't have to tell everyone that, but he did because he knows what he's dealing with there. I
thought that was really interesting.
That is,
and I totally understand it. I completely get it. If that was me,
that's fascinating that he's reliving the moment every 5 minutes. That's for years.
And he feels guilty from it. Like he says he wouldn't change anything.
It's crushing, isn't
it? Because of course he you want that positive experience, but he also was sort of saying it's a double-edged sword.
Of course,
in that this one moment has defined him.
Yeah,
and he feels like he's stepping over not stepping over the graves of others. I'm putting words in his mouth. That he's getting all this sort of accolades and response from
what
people.
Does it take to even just get us to the kick? You know what I mean? What does it take a team and a club to just get to the kick? That kick. Well, it takes a fucking excellent season. Some really, 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 really amazing Hall of Fame Eagles players didn't make the squad. Yeah. For injury or other reasons.
Yeah.
He's there. Like, oh man, like, yeah.
That was the year. And it's really cool in a lot of ways because in this speech that he gave to the group, he mentions that he acknowledges that he just hit a sweet spot at the right time, and the whole team did, but particularly himself, because he remembers 8 weeks before the grand final, he was playing in the Waffle down in Bassendean and getting a bit touched up. And he remembers thinking, I'm in the prime of my career and I'm playing Waffle and I'm having a hard time.
And I'm being woeful.
and I'm being woeful.
In the woeful.
Woeful in the woeful. And then the way he got hit the call up was Gaff actually punched Bradshaw. Brayshaw.
Yeah.
And got that season-ending suspension in round 20.
Right in the tooth.
Yeah, right in the jaw. And he gets the call up, and the rest is history. But
so what you're saying is that punch was like really important.
It won the Eagles.
Yeah,
I think Gaff doesn't get enough credit for this. He injected a fresh and hungry Dom Sheed into the lineup.
Yeah. So we can't really discount the fact that Gaff is a time traveler who knew the future, and because essentially what I'm doing right now is what people do to Dom Sheed about the kick, saying like nothing else mattered, it was just the kick. Like now I'm going back further and being like, all right, well now it's actually Gaffy. If we want to boil it down, like it's actually Gaff.
And I mean, I have to thank Brayshaw for being a complete prick that game and pushing and poking Gaff to the point of punching him in the face.
Yeah, but we all know he didn't punch him in the face, right? Well, we know that's what happened.
He swung. Yeah,
we know that's what happened.
Yeah. I think it was a bit. I think Gaff was actually a bit unlucky, but yeah.
It's not unlucky. It was a shit action, all right, that should never be done. And in my opinion, the way I would run the game if I was running the game is I've had enough of the decisions based off outcomes. I've had enough of that, where people are like, because the guy's knocked out, you're going to get weeks. So what it encourages is guys to pretend that they're not concussed because they don't want to get another guy rubbed out most of the time. Most of the time,
they try and take that out of their hands. I know what you're saying.
Most of the time,
they try and take it out of their hands to have the doctors. Yeah.
Look, I think punish the action. Like, Barry Hall's swing on Staker?
Oh, man.
Right.
He should have
but if he missed, I still think he should get reported for that. That's my opinion. I think that the swing it should be the punishable thing. Like, the jumper punches came from the fact that they stopped regular punching. Because people were just regularly punching back then, and then they were like, no, you can't do that anymore. So they were like, oh, can I do this? And they're like, yes, you can do that.
It's like a loophole, isn't it?
It's a loophole.
Yeah.
And you got to close that shit. So then, like, you've got guys who like, oh, I'm pretending to go for the spoil, but what I'm actually doing is trying to connect my forearm with the side of this guy's head and send him to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
That punish the action. I don't care if they get knocked out or not. If you get punched in the face or whatever, see you later. Like, catch you later, mate. Because we're out here playing football, okay? I know everyone loves a punch on, but they should be few and far between. It's not good for the kiddies, all right? The kiddies used to see people...
If you want to punch on, watch ice hockey.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. Like, there's other sports, right? There's MMA. Like, there's literally punching sports out there you can watch if you're into it.
I love the fact that... I'm not saying the punching's good in ice hockey, but it's hilarious how they tolerate it. It's so funny. It's actually a hybrid. There's like a side game. There's a side game where it's like when you have pinball and you play the main table and then you send the ball up a ramp and you're playing a mini game all of a sudden.
Yes. It is a mini game. It's got a lot of fanfare to it. It's got a lot of rules and shit, tradition, stuff like that. And tolerated because I guess it's entertaining, but the difference is back in the day, I'm talking like 70s, 80s, coaches used to just go out there and say in their press conferences, yeah, we went out there to try and kill that guy tonight. Like, that guy on their team, we had our enforcer touch him up the whole game. Like, that was the plan, was to actually wreck him. And they're like, oh, cool. That's fine. How is that fine? Like, people were getting rubbed out in the AFL for, like if you knew a guy had a hand injury and you'd, like, punch it, you'd, like, flick at it, like, because you know that it'll hurt him. Like, that's not football at that point. And punching on at ice hockey isn't ice hockey.
So it's funny though. I mean, I'm not condoning it, but it's just is what it is. I don't really follow ice hockey. So I was just asked, this is what's great about AI is you can actually ask some really obscure things and get like data very quickly. So I've asked it for the best ice hockey fight records. So I'm going to give you some career fighting records.
So as in, this is sort of framing it in a way that they're professional fighters in some way, is it?
I guess so. Looks like it. Like I've got here the headlines are career fighting records, single season records, single game records, notable fight streaks.
I think the top one where it's like the best, the best fighters. I think we'll have that. Yeah.
Okay, so career fighting records. Ty Domi holds the NHL record for most career fights with 333 officially recorded fights over his career from 89 to 2006.
That's a long time to be playing that sport, though. 89 to 2006. It's like 15 years. Okay.
Do you always have a winner and a loser in the fight? Because it says how many fights he was in, but what if he lost them all? Because do you lose once you touch the ground? Because I know that's when the umpires get involved.
Okay. Yeah. Well, sorry, it doesn't say winners, does it? It doesn't say winners at the top.
It's just fights. So he could just be a horrible fighter, just starting fights all the time. He could have lost, majority. So Bob Probert had 239 career fights and is considered one of the best or greatest enforcers even.
This is the problem, man. You can't have a guy whose job it is on the team is to fuck people up. Like, that is
and they
not
all have
the
one.
game.
They all have one. But it's a little bit like having a tagger, right? Like some people would say, if you have a tagger that runs around and just tries to inhibit someone playing the game, some people have a problem with that even though that's totally within the, that's totally an acceptable thing. Some people just have a problem. They're like, man, play football, you prick. Single season records. How many? Okay. How many penalty minutes is the record in a season?
Yeah, because that would indicate the most amount of fights they've been in.
And also there's naughty things they've done, I think.
Oh.
A guy has 472 minutes in the sin bin in one season. That doesn't sound right. 472 minutes.
Yeah, but you're in there for like 3 minutes at a time, right? It's not very long, is it?
Yeah, it's just like, say it's 3 minutes. Say it's even 5 minutes. That's 100 indiscretions. Don't know how many games they play. One guy's had 39 fights in a season. That's the single season record.
Yep.
The record for most fights in a single NHL game is typically 2 to 3 fights by one player. Randy Holt once received 67 penalty minutes in a single game.
Whoa.
He must have just come off, punched a guy, just sent back in.
Yeah. I did the same thing for AFL and it's not giving me much at all.
Man, AI's probably just made all this up. Derek Bugard probably wasn't even a real person.
Derek Bugard is alive and well.
He's known for winning most of his fights during his career. So Derek Bugard is your Khabib type equivalent.
Right. Bit of a dominant fella.
And Gordie Howe popularised the Gordie Howe hat trick, which is a goal, assist, and a fight in the same game.
So you got the goal, you got the assist, and you're like, who the fuck wants to punch on? Like, is that what happens? You know how you see like NBA players going for a double and they like give themselves a rebound? Like, they'll just like bounce it off the glass and be like, they're
trying to, that's cheeky. That's so cheeky. That's not on.
So there was a bloke in AFL named Robbie Muir. He got a total of 13 reports. Suspended for 22 weeks total, including a 12-week suspension in 1984.
A 12-week suspension in 84. He must have killed a guy.
Yeah, basically.
Like, how do you get 12 weeks in 84?
You know about Lee Matthews, right?
No.
He was involved in an on-field incident. He's just clocked a guy or something, and he got charged with assault. He was charged with a crime.
Yes. No, that can happen.
On-field incidents get charged with a crime. I mean, there was that ice hockey guy a couple of years ago that we were around for, who like raised his foot and like sliced the dude's neck open. I think he got charged with something. It could have been like manslaughter.
Was that intentional?
Yeah. No, I don't think it was intentional. I don't think that's...
Because if it's something that occurs in the ordinary course of the game, that you can't... apparently you can't... You have no right. But if someone
what are you talking about, man? There's fucking 12 dudes flying around with like fucking blades attached to their feet.
Yeah, that's all good. But if you actively you pull one off and stab someone, then
you could call it like gross misconduct resulting in death or something. You know what I mean? Like,
I've got a claim that I would like AI to pick up on and report back to me on in the future, because this will all, the AI will be able to digest all our bullshit. And I can say to it, what were things I talked to you about that I want you to report back to me? I have a claim that I'd like to make. Harley Reid will give away the most free kicks of any AFL player in history.
Wow.
He will. And he's probably on track.
Really?
Yeah. I wonder if that stat exists at the moment.
A 50-meter penalty counts as a free kick against?
Maybe I think that should be a separate. That's not it's not technically a free kick against. It's a 50-meter penalty. It's something that happens after. Like, it's like another free kick.
What I'm saying, I guess, right, is like, if someone gives away a free kick and Harley goes, "Oi, fuck you," and then they go 50 meters, like, he wasn't involved in the free kick to start with, but he was the second time. I'm not saying you should get double.
I see.
Gives away a free and then the 50, but like, it's a hard one to do, I guess. Like, it's a weird stat.
I don't know if I can get player stats for this at the moment. AFL team statistics.
So this is a prediction from you?
It's a prediction, and I would dare say that he has, how many games has Harley Reid played? Like 30, less. Yeah. He will have the most free kicks against of any player at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
It is. I will not believe you if you even show me the data that suggests otherwise. I will not believe you. But firstly, he's got the Eagles' all-time most frees against in a game in his early career. He's already done that, which is impressive.
That is impressive,
considering how many players have. Think about how many thousands of games have been played by Eagles players, and he comes along first year, or second year,
burst on the scene. Yeah,
burst on the scene, and he's already broken the record. That just shows you what he's capable of.
He's capable of a lot of things. Yeah,
he's already kicked. He's already got a goal of the year as well. Year. So this is what I mean. He's got good peak end rule compliance.
Good.
All the free kicks people.
You think he'll be an Eagle next year?
I highly doubt it, but I hope he goes all the way. I'll take him.
Yeah, but you'd follow his career no matter what at this point.
Oh yeah, I think yeah. I really want to get this stat now, but
what about what's the history of first round draft picks staying at their OG club? What is the history on that? How many first round draft picks stay there the whole time?
First round draft picks?
Oh no, sorry. Number one draft pick. Yeah.
Number one draft picks. I can sort of tell you because I can look at the players. I'd say not many. Actually, that's a good call.
Because often they're picked up by the team on the bottom of the ladder.
You know what often happens is they often bust. I think they often bust.
Yeah,
that's
true.
They've got so much cachet because they're the number one draft pick that another team goes, maybe I can, figure them out, and they can't because they're no good, or there might be other reason why they're not performing.
I mean, people like McGovern, he wasn't a number one draft pick. You know what I mean? Like some of your best your sleepers. It's very difficult to predict who's going to be the best player in 10 years.
Yes. You know what? I take back what I've said.
Really? You're taking it back already?
Yeah, I'm wrong. Okay, so let's go through the number one draft picks from the last 10 years.
Okay.
So Sam Layla this year, of course, he can't leave. It's his first year. Harley Reid last year. Aaron Cadman is a GWS player.
Yes, still. Yes.
Still there. Horn Francis was North Melbourne in 2021. So obviously he's big name player that's left.
He's got at Port. Yeah.
He's at Port. Jamara Ugle-Hagan.
Yep.
Western Bulldogs. Still at Western Bulldogs, but won't be next year. Yep. So he will leave, but it's not really his
still,
choice.
They got 5 years or whatever. That's all right.
Yeah. Rowell, still at Gold Coast.
Yep. Sam Walsh.
But they have big buy-in at Gold Coast, actually. Like Touk Miller didn't leave. A lot of players have... A lot of talent has left there. And I think a few people are putting the foot down and going, we're making it work here. Gold Coast will win the premiership next year.
Crazy.
Calling it. Rayner still at Brisbane Lions. Andrew McGrath still at Essendon, I believe. Yeah. Wiedering still at Carlton. So who's Paddy McCartan?
He's playing for the Geelong Falcons now. So he's what, is he still listed for St Kilda? He is. He's still on
Oh,
the St
no.
Kilda list.
I think that list that's where he got recruited from.
Oh, so he's
or maybe
played
he's
for the
gone back
Sydney
there.
Swans.
Unless he's gone back there. Yeah.
He played for the Swans, having previously played for St Kilda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he
from
was drafted at
2015
St
to
Kilda. Sorry.
2019. Yeah.
Tom Boyd, GWS. He ended up at Bulldogs.
Now we're 12
Rocky
years ago,
Whitfield.
though. Now we're like the full length of a career.
Yep, and David Swallow, 2010 at the Gold Coast, still at Gold Coast.
Yeah, right. Did you go up the list to 96?
Oh, Gardner.
Michael Gardner, first number one draft pick is a
Clive
ruckman.
Waterhouse?
Yeah. Number one draft pick. Drew Banfield, 92, number one draft pick.
Hodge, Goddard, Cooney, Toledo. It's a bit of a list.
You'd hope so.
Hey, how funny is Carlton? How shit were they around 2005? They got 3 number one draft picks in a row.
Oh, shit. So they didn't cash up and trade some of them away? You know what I'm saying?
No, it seems not. You mentioned that Gaff might be a time traveller.
Yeah, sacrificing his reputation for Premiership glory and Dom Sheet glory. Yeah.
Now, I watched T1 about 2 weeks ago, Terminator 1.
Yeah.
And I watched Terminator 2 on the weekend just because it's very relevant to our AI journey right now in some ways. That existential crisis or threat is what a lot of people are worried about.
Yes.
And I know that this is probably much talked about, but what is going on with John Connor sending back his dad back in time to protect his mum and also fuck his mum to correct? What is going on there? How do you explain what is going on?
Okay.
How you know where I'm going with this?
Yes.
I don't know how it really upsets me because I know that I don't try and question the plot because it starts off with time travel, so you know there's going to be some loopholes. But this one is so grotesque.
No, you're right. All right, scenario number 1. John doesn't know it's his dad. Number 1. Scenario number 1. He doesn't know that Kyle's his dad. He's just the best. He's the best man for the job.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just say John never knew who his dad was, which I don't think he ever did in the original, or at least he wouldn't have known the truth in T2. No. So he may never have found out that Kyle Reese was his dad, and therefore when he's sending dudes away to do the thing, it was just this guy's the best man for the job. So potentially he doesn't know. Number 2, he's trying to secure his own existence, which is very selfish of him, given the stakes. You know,
okay,
the whole
I understand
human
what
race.
you're saying. Interesting about him not knowing. That's good though, but it's to be born. Mm-hmm. He had to send someone back in time. So how did he get born the first time? Well, do you know what I mean?
Well, he was. Yes,
we had to get we had to get to the future.
What you're talking about here is some sort of time temporal loop system, which it's sort of the proof is in the pudding. He only exists because this is to come to pass. That's a very deterministic point of view.
It's a chicken and egg situation, isn't
Totally
it?
Chicken and egg scenario. It's the old kill your grandma in the time machine. What happens? You know?
Yeah.
These are conundrums that I used to love musing over. But interesting with the T2 thing.
If you kill your grandma, I like the idea of a fork in the space-time continuum, if you like. I don't know if that's a Back to the Future reference or something. I like the idea that what has happened is history went one way to get to you to the time machine, and you've gone back in time. You kill your grandma. That can't happen anymore, and history happens differently now.
Yes.
And so I guess one way to think about it is
you've almost engineered away the time machine, though, because it can almost and certainly not come back the same way. You're stuck now there, right? When you're stuck in 1850 or whatever the fuck you went back to. You're stuck there. Right. You have no way back. And there is no future to go forward to anyway. Yeah, you'd be going to their future.
You'd be going to their future.
Yeah,
you'd be going to the new
future.
The
time
you'd be going
continuum.
Back to the New Future. But I guess if you adopt that, I guess, let's say, so we're going along. We're in 1980. We're with Sarah Connor. She meets just a bloke at the pub, right? I guess, and or just at the beach or something. She could maybe go out with him long term, short term. I don't know what, let's not go into too much detail, but
maybe he has a painting business.
Yeah, he could have been a builder, painter, white collar worker. We're not sure.
Yes.
He could have stuck around, or he could have not stuck around. We don't know. But then John is born.
Yes.
Okay, this is John 1. We'll call him.
Yeah.
And then John 1 gets older, fights against the machine, rages against the machines. In fact,
does he? Wow.
Rages. And then he gets old, and he hears that the machines. He somehow hears whispers that they're going to send back a Terminator.
Yeah, to kill him.
Oh, well, the first one is he hears
kill
that
his mum.
He understands in T2. They explain that John hears that they're going to send 2 Terminators back. They're going to send. I don't know why they send the
why don't you send
regular
50?
Terminator. Yeah, send lots and
send 20. Send them every day.
And they send 2 different models. They send the Arnie style one the first time.
Yes,
but apparently they send them back at the same. I don't know if they do it at the same time or not. But
they do it at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, I think they do. So they send one style, they send an Arnie one back to get Sarah Connor in the 80s. And then they send a T-1000 liquefier man back to get John Connor in his, presumably, the 90s.
Yes.
But,
you've got another fork in the road there. Because they are encouraging you that there are forks in the road, because John, right, being the fucking, or actually it's more like Sarah Connor being the fucking guerrilla warfare leader she is, she's like, why don't we just nip this in a fucking bud and like destroy all the evidence that they've got at Cyberdyne before they can actually build this shit. So they're trying to
skew,
but they're trying to either push Judgment Day back, or remove it. It's the possibility of it entirely. And that was the plan. That's why they went there. That's why they got the arm thing, and they went for it. They had a good crack at it.
And then I was thinking about the end of T2 when John Connor throws the original chip that he got from Cyberdyne in the. So once the T-1000 gets cooked in the hot vat. They realize, or they know they have to finish the job. He's like,
put the arm in, put the arm in, put the chip in.
The chip goes in.
I've got to go in. Yeah. Thumbs up. I've got to go in.
And then, so I know. So obviously now, why have they not changed? I haven't seen T3 lately. So why haven't they changed the future? Because I know Arnie's arm is still broken off in the big gear. His arm gets caught in the big gear. And
so there isn't evidence of him left over in some way, shape, or form enough for them to backwards engineer.
Not the chip. And I would have thought the chip is the one. Like, surely the chip is. Or maybe they've still got all the data from the chip. Maybe they have enough data. Maybe Cyberdyne had a backup or something.
Sure. They push back Judgment Day is the short answer. It's an inevitability. As in the machine, what they're trying to push, in the T2 universe, James Cameron's thing, is that you can only delay Judgment Day. Like, it's gonna happen. So if the reliance on tech, if we don't rage against the machine and become Junie, basically, have to become Junie in order to save yourself from the eventuality of the AI taking over, essentially.
Who's Junie?
June. Like not being able to make AIs anymore. Like June law. June law. When you're like, no more. We're going to go back to rotary phones. And there's no app on your phone that can pretend to be a beer that you're drinking. That's all done. All right.
Yeah, but we're
going back to
notepads, force shit, and weird psychological.
Yeah, we take lots of drugs and travel through space, but no computers.
Yeah, there's space whales.
Yes,
but we don't have phones.
What's the space whales?
I think they have. I think.
Are you sure?
To do with transport of spice. Yeah, it's a thing. There's a thing in the
Dune universe.
Star Wars did
space whales recently as well.
Oh, mate, let me tell you. Dune Wiki fandom. All right, hold on.
Hang on a minute.
Have I got this wrong?
Maybe. Star Wars whales versus Dune whales.
Dune Space Whale. AI. Help me. Help me out.
Yeah, here it comes.
There's something going on.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, sandworms. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
so the equivalent of the Star Wars whale is your sandworm.
Guild navigators. The spacing guild's navigators, after prolonged spice exposure, transform into large whale-like creatures that live in spice gas-filled tanks. They're described as having elongated bodies and are essential for space travel.
Holy shit, they didn't do that in the movie. They were just regular-looking dudes with like hoods on in the movie.
Dune goes so weird.
Oh, yeah. But the movie won't necessarily. Like, I think they're trying to deliver on the book's vision, but sometimes they're just not going to do certain things.
Can I tell you? It's. I don't think it's a spoiler. It is Dune's storyline, but it's not like a big. I don't think it's like a.
I'll be the judge of that. No. You can go for it. I'll let you know if it ruined it for me. Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, okay. So
this is from a book.
Yeah, Paul Atreides. I think it's in the next one that's going to be coming out. Someone needs, he has enemies, right? Someone's trying to fuck him up, and he has powerful. He's drunk. He's had a lot of the spice, right?
He's been getting spicy. He's also drunk. Very spicy. He's drunk the water of life already. He's pretty much an all-seeing, all-knowing being.
That's right. And he can sort of not predict the future, but he sort of knows
see possible
the future.
Outcomes.
Yeah. So, and he's honing this skill right now. So anyway, I think they're trying to get him. Someone that doesn't like him is trying to get him. And they somehow managed to explode. This sounds so dumb. This is what the book says, in essence. A nuclear bomb goes off basically in his face. And somehow he survives, but his eyesight is completely wrecked. Because when a nuke goes off, like, in your face, one of the side effects is severe loss of blindness. Yes.
Right. So your face is fine, presumably, because we've just hired Timothée Chalamet to play it again. So his face is fine, just can't see anymore. He's going to do a sort of Daredevil Kenshi thing. So he's going to like wear a blindfold, but he's still going to be very present and still know his surroundings because he's fucking all juiced up on the drugs.
Because he can see the future.
Yeah, and it's in his brain. It's not his eyes that see the future. His brain.
He doesn't need his eyes anymore. Yeah, so everything's just
Daredevil.
Going to plan. It is Daredevil. That's the way I saw them doing the effect, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do it because it's going to be weird.
Because it's a visual thing. Like going to a movie is a visual thing, so you're going to represent sight. How? Like it's a challenge whenever a movie has had to do blind people quote unquote seeing or the experience of a blind person, getting that replicated onto film. That's quite a challenge. I'm sure they'll come up with something quite creative and funky for us to look at. But that is interesting.
I can see it being the Daredevil echolocation type.
So the face is fine though.
Apparently
eyes
fine.
no good.
Everything's fine. It's just his eyes get completely wrecked. Yeah.
Fuck. Bummer.
But
so he's unnukeable. It's not like you can go blind again.
I can't remember. I remember when I read it.
So what are we talking about? Are we talking about like a tactical nuke? The one that's like, is it like the size of sunglasses or something? Like a very small tactical nuke?
You know when your memory doesn't serve you well, but you just remember bits a bit like a dream?
Yeah.
Very the way I remember this is imagine the nuke is a groundhog.
Uh-huh.
Right? And it's burrowing. And it's burrowing around, and he's in some kind of village. I'm butchering this. This is how I remember it.
I'll take
he's
that.
in some kind of villagey area.
Yes.
On Arrakis.
Yes.
Probably like his sandy sort of
Abode.
type vibe. Yeah. And he realizes at the last minute that this thing is an issue, and I think he sort of, kind of sacrifices himself a little bit. Classic as you would expect.
Oh, what a fucking loser.
Yeah, he's the
hide.
The chief. The chief
Go and hide.
Protagonist.
That's what kings do. Get in the fucking building and lock it.
And this groundhog, it turns out to be more of a nuke. I think it's like burrowing or drilling or something like that.
Well, they do talk about nukes, don't they? In even Dune number 2, because like one of the plans that they have is to like find Paul's dad's stash of nukes. Like,
that's right.
It's just next to his pot stash. He's got his nuke stash, and apparently there's enough to obliterate the whole planet, right? In Paul's dad's nuke stash. Because like when
bit of a Russian cachet.
When Brolin, like his character, I can't remember who he's playing in the movie. He's playing like the Griff general kind of guy. He's like, how many nukes are there? And he's enough to fucking level this whole fucking place. And like the Fremen sort of look at him and go like, why would you say that kind of thing? Like, why would you even put that out there that we could blow up the whole planet, baby? It's like, it's probably not the thing to say when you're trying to get their trust, but all right, it's cool. But that was the plan, right? They were going to nuke the suckers. It's a classic plan.
Oh well, the nukes are the oldest trope in the book, aren't they? I read a book by our friend H.G. Wells, who's regarded as the father of science fiction.
I haven't spoken to him lately, but yes.
And there's one I read, and I've read the book, but this is why I wonder why I read books, because I don't remember anything. Right? So instead of remembering what happened in the book, I'm just chucking it into AI now.
Yeah, which book though?
It's called The World Set Free. And the reason I wanted to read it was it's the first. He predicts nuclear bombs.
Really?
So this thing is written in 1913. Published 1914.
Yes.
Remember, we didn't even know about the neutron until the mid-1930s.
Yeah, but...
And even as late as 1940, most scientists said a nuclear bomb was impossible. Even Albert Einstein and co.
That is probably the line, though, isn't it? That's a good line.
But what's great about the book, the only thing I do remember just before this AI generates something for me, is because he doesn't know, no one knows what a nuclear explosion is. He calls it. He coins atomic bombs in this book, and there is some freaks that must discuss the potential power within the atom, and that's why he calls it an atomic bomb.
Yes,
but he doesn't know that no one knows until they, blew up the first one, that it's going to cause a mushroom cloud.
Yeah, okay.
They didn't know what was going to happen.
Okay.
Anyway, so when the world, basically different nations start firing nukes at each other, he knows that they're a problem, but he doesn't understand, because no one really does, what's going to happen. He thinks that they'll just continually explode like a massive firework.
Were they a bit worried about that in the actual Manhattan Project? They're like, we don't know if we're going to like.
They didn't know what was going to happen.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what happens is the way, instead of like radiation isn't even used in this book, the word radiation, but imagine you light it makes areas unusable just because something is, I don't know, constantly, maybe not exploding. Like I'm trying to imagine maybe like a firework or a rocket that is out of control. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but it just ruins areas because there's these like bombs that kind of occupy areas and make them unusable. So in 1914, H.G. Wells wrote a novel that predicted atomic bombs and nuclear energy 30 years before they were actually invented.
Yeah, I mean, Tesla predicted the phone that sits in our pocket in like the 1890s.
That's pretty sick.
They're both futurists. Like both H.G. Wells and
Yes.
Tesla are futurists, and inventors and writers. So, well, in the case of H.G. Wells, not as much an inventor, I guess, but obviously had a mind for this shit, because he predicted shitloads of stuff, like the internet and...
H.G. Wells?
Yeah.
Or Tesla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote a number of utopian works and foresaw the advent of aircraft, tanks, space travel, nuclear weapons, satellite television, and something resembling the World Wide Web. His science fiction imagined time travel, alien invasion, invisibility, and biological engineering before these subjects were common in the genre. So, what a loose unit.
Oh man, he's a dude. He's an absolute dude. Wells based his story on the fact that elements like radium release huge amounts of energy over thousands of years, and somehow extrapolated that we'd figure out how to unleash it all at once. Yeah, he literally coined the term atomic bombs before anyone knew what the atom really was.
That's amazing.
I haven't read his book on time travel yet, but I've got that. I think it's called The Time Machine.
Yeah.
And the other one is where like Mars attacks. What's that one called? It's not called Mars
War
Attacks.
of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. Oh.
That's fucking freaky, eh? 1895, 1897 he wrote it between, so that's pretty fucked up. Like, you know, people think that the sort of birth of the sort of UFO phenomenon is Roswell, right? So to think about, like, to go mainstream with a book about alien invasion when we can't even get off the fucking deck.
There was so that book, I'm just getting some more information on it, but essentially somebody did a reading of War of the Worlds on the radio back when the radio was first invented.
Yes. Fucking
I think they dramatized it somehow.
Well, because the original it was originally a radio play. The way it came out on the BBC was a radio play, so it was literally done as news segments. So it'd be like, Walter Cronkite here, and we're just getting reports from downtown in London that we're under attack from flying monsters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was presented as news. Yeah. So it was a bit of a what's the word? Psyop. Basically, straight psyop. Like, let's pretend we're getting invaded and see if people freak out. And guess what? They fucking did. They freaked out.
People absolutely freaked out. They thought it was real. I guess if you just tune in, you've got no idea,
Exactly.
right?
You have no idea that you're listening to a radio play. Unless every 5 minutes they go, we'll be back after a short break for the advertising. Because there's no way that there'd be some advertisers now when the end of the world's happening.
Yeah. You'd have to pay top dollar for that. Can you imagine like a 9/11 type event?
And then you're like, I just want to get this bloody cheese
cash
burger.
Converters pops up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
so this is in 1930s, and I guess radio was still new technology that people just trusted. That was one of the issues.
Yeah, but there were radio plays back then. They were very popular. Radio plays were super popular. It's the fact that the radio play was done in a way that it resembled the radio. That's what fucked people up, is because they were presenting it as if it was news when it wasn't news.
The Trenton police got 2,000 calls in under 2 hours.
Well, what the fuck are the phone calls about? I haven't seen any aliens over here. Like, I just walked outside and everything seems like chirpy.
Or maybe they're seeing if they need to evacuate.
Pandemonium. Have you seen the videos online where like someone will edit like the news to look like there's a zombie invasion or something, and then they'll put it on for their unsuspecting mother and like leave it on? And they'll think that the nukes are going off, or it's the end of the world, or alien invasion, or whatever you want to do. I've seen those ones. I've seen the Darren Brown-esque ones where they just wake up in a hospital bed and they don't know what day it is, and they get told they've been in a coma for 20 years and shit. I've seen those ones. That's all fucked up stuff to do to people, right? Shame on you.
Apparently during COVID, 66% of bots were discussing pandemic misinformation, and I don't know where they get this. There's literally an article about it. And 2/3 of Australians encountered false COVID information on social media. Yeah, I mean, these statistics? What do they mean?
Yeah, I mean, I said it today to somebody that like we entered the information age at the same time that we entered the misinformation age, because once the internet becomes this public fucking, area, it allows you to find answers to pretty much anything you want to find answers to, and it'll give you the answer you want to. It'll give you the answer you want if you search for it, which is not good. Let's talk about Epstein. Eppers. He's back in the news.
I'm told that we don't have to worry. I'm told it's not a big deal. There's nothing to see here.
It's actually causing quite a bit of a stir over there, because people who say nobody cares about this, well, you know, people do care about it. Okay, unfortunately,
or should care about it.
Well, yeah. Look, I agree with that, because like if the elite are being protected because they're scared of what it will do to the economy, right? Like if the government won't act. If the government won't act because they're like, out of self-interest as well, absolutely. So
I don't think they're worried about the economy.
Well, no, some people are. Because they think that enough like bigwigs are going to go down if everyone was to be prosecuted. At the moment, we're dealing with there's 1,000 victims, over 1,000 victims that have been identified, yet there's no list. There's no list of Epstein's clients, right? So other people will say there's a list, but it's not a client list. It's a list that was made by other bureaucracies, other departments. So the FBI might have a list, right? That list doesn't mean anything. They're just names on a fucking notepad. Doesn't mean anything, right? If it was in his thing, where it's like, this is my client list, and this is what I gave him, right? That's something else entirely. Now, there was this, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi.
A list. If there's no client list, I'd still like a list of perpetrators.
It won't be perpetrators though. That's the thing. You don't get a list of perpetrators. You get a list of associates of his. Not saying guilt. They're just associates of him, and all of the regular names will be in there.
Yeah.
All
what about
of the
people
regular
that will
names.
be charged with things? If
Nothing.
you've got 1,000 victims,
No, we don't have anything like that.
No, we don't have.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're
like
saying.
that.
There's nothing like that here. We don't have those droids. But here's what we, I guess, do know is that Pam Bondi, who's the Attorney General in the United States, she sort of got stuck in a interview gotcha question, which they were sort of saying, hey, are you going to release more Epstein files? And then before she had the chance to answer it, essentially, he's gone, like, do you have the Epstein client list? And she goes, it's sitting on my desk right now to review. And if you were to take her at the words that she said, she's basically said there's an Epstein client list and it's sitting on her desk and she's waiting to release it to the public. But she didn't misspeak. It's more a case of she's talking about the files,
the documents,
all of the shit.
Sense.
I have all of it on my desk at the moment. Okay, everything that I've got. Now, there's two blokes who are running the FBI at the moment, Kash Patel and I think he's ex-Secret Service. He was politician later, but either way, these two guys are running the FBI, and they sort of like, in the lead up to the election, they were going, we want to learn the truth about the Epstein stuff, and they're pretty skeptical that he didn't murder himself and stuff like that. But now they've had to, because they're in the power structure now they've had to go out there and be like, we've seen the tape, we've seen the evidence, he did it. Like, there's no one else, right? And to quash any rumors and dissent, they released 24 hours of prison footage from the Manhattan Correctional Facility where he was being kept, right? And you'd think, well, case closed then. Like, nip it in a bud. Like, we've got 24 hours of footage from the jail cell. Let me tell you. Have you seen the video?
From the jail cell? No, I haven't. I thought
okay,
it was
so it's from the
jail cell.
It's not in the jail cell. There is no cameras in the jail cells, but there is a camera that's in the corridor where you'd be able to see people go in and out, right? But from this angle, you see next to fuck all. Like, it's just pixels walking around. There's a pixel there and a pixel there. But the problem is that they did this to, like, quash all of this people going off the rails, like, thinking, like, something weird's going on. So they're like, look, we're just going to give you the video. Here's the video. There's a minute missing.
Oh, is there?
There's a whole minute missing. Now,
that's a long time.
Now, they have said that the security system every night sort of skips a minute. And I'm like,
well, that's a
shit security system, right?
Worst
so
system
now they're
ever.
Now they're gonna have to release more tapes of more days so that they can prove that that's what's happening here. But the whole thing is turning into a massive shitstorm because people.
Why would they even release it?
They're fucked up. They told us. Well, first of all, the FBI
they should
director.
Just say there is none.
The FBI director said, "We're going to give you what we've got." And he said, and it's raw video. And when they
Is
say
the
raw
FBI
video,
director getting it all? How can he be sure that he's getting all the information? Because he goes, "We'll give you everything we got," and you're like, "Yeah, but there's a minute missing, mate. Whatever you've got."
well, they might not have that either, because like they're saying it's raw out of the machine, like out of the surveillance machine, right? They're saying it's raw, but it's not.
But there's obviously
it's been edited in Adobe Premiere Pro, and there's metadata to prove it, and there's people who have done really great videos going into all that sort of stuff, and it's super interesting. But
yeah, when they say it's raw data, I'm like, there's still a chain of custody of the raw data.
No, because if it was raw, you'd be able to tell that it's raw.
Yeah, but it's not. It seems from what you're saying.
It's not. But they might have thought that it was when it comes across their desk, they're like, "Is this raw footage?" And someone goes, "Yes, that's raw footage," even though it's not, and they just trot it out as such. Anyway, it hasn't done much to get rid of the naysayers who say this looks dodgy still. In fact, they've probably got more fervor than ever. And someone questioned them about the missing minute or something, or like they questioned them about Epstein Files, and Donald Trump like arced up and was like, "What? Why are people still talking about Epstein?
Yeah,
why are we doing this? He's a creep. He's been dead for how long has he been dead for?" Like all this sort of shit. And it's like
yeah, but if you're talking about elitist pedos, I mean, that I would have thought that's in the public interest.
Absolutely, absolutely. But there's a hell of a lot of don't know right now, and it's being filled in by rubbish as well. Like there's garbage out there as well, and look, I don't know.
But weren't there some
hasn't changed my mind.
Promises made? Wasn't there like what weren't people getting elected to? I thought there was
so
Donald Trump on this.
When they do in the lead up to the election, I saw this recently because there's a lot of pundits who are weighing in on this now because of. Like, they want to see what all the promises were, right? And there's an interview that he did with probably, like, Fox, like, before, in the run-up to the 2020 election.
Okay.
Sorry, 2020, what was it? When was it?
Was
24. 24.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it was recently.
Okay, so it was a run-up to the 24 election, and they were like, "Are you going to release JFK files?" And he was like, "Yeah." "Are you going to release MLK files?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then they were like, "Are you going to
releasing the whole enchilada?
Are you going to release Epstein Files?" And he went, "Yeah." And they took that and they put it into a soundbite and pushed it out to the world, right?
Yeah.
He actually kept speaking, and that's the bit they left out. And what he says is, he goes, this is him, like, not verbatim, but this is as close as I'll get. He goes, they go, "Epstein Files?" He goes, "Yeah, them less so, because there's a lot of phony stuff in there, and you can't have people getting trotted out on phony stuff." Right? And I'm like, okay, like I still don't like that answer, personally.
I don't like it, but I would prefer that when they did release the soundbite, that they released the whole thing, even if it doesn't look it. It's a bit like I would still rather than someone go, "Oh yeah," but then they didn't give you the whole thing, and then you listen and go, "Oh well, he didn't actually say he was." Well, it did affect
my vote. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's a problem, right? So it's just not being very genuine on the part of the news organization. But later, that whole bit is being played a lot more now. I think it gives people context into what he actually said yes to. But
the Epstein, what happened was. So it was at such a high level and so many people involved. I didn't know the number of victims as being 1,000. I don't know if that's
they're saying over
right,
1,000.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
No.
How is there nothing more to this? Like how is there just like
case closed.
This is case closed. No, there's nothing, no data, no lists.
Well, it makes no sense.
It's not
it makes no sense.
List,
it makes no sense.
Who were his associates? Like, we need more than nothing, don't we?
No, we need something now. And they're going to have to come back with something, because the something that they've dropped is absolute garbage, and they know it. It's pretty bad. So there'll be more on this.
And the client list has been talked about for so long. I thought this was just an article of faith that there was one.
Maybe there wasn't.
Why didn't they correct the narrative at the time and go, "Oh yeah, about the client list, there is no client list."
Well, first they said the cameras in the prison weren't working.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
So now we've got footage. Now we've got 24 hours of footage.
I was going to ask you about that. So were there any cameras that weren't working?
Probably, because there's like I said, inside the corridor where you would go to each individual cell, there looked like there was a bulb camera on the wall in there, And if that one wasn't working, that one was a really important one to have on. You know? But other people who have stayed in that facility, like where he was like, it is not possible to do what he did. It's not possible. They're like, you can't.
Yeah, and he should have been on.
He was
on suicide.
He absolutely was.
Yeah.
Because apparently he had an attempt earlier. He had an earlier attempt.
And then there's two ways of looking at that. He's attempted to take his life, so now he's just succeeded in his another attempt to take his life. But I also think if you're on suicide watch, these things shouldn't happen. It should be very, very unlikely.
Yeah.
It can't. I guess it's not impossible.
No.
But it's like very ironic if someone dies when the very thing you're trying to do is
make
keep
sure they
them
don't
from
die.
dying.
Yeah.
And what an important person as well. Like I would be on high alert if I was someone that was
pretty
on
high
suicide
profile
watch,
bro in there. Like,
Epstein.
pretty high profile bro in there. Like,
yeah,
we should probably
high profile.
Like they were ticking. The guards were ticking the boxes, saying that they had checked when they hadn't, which is like. Which is what people do when they've done a job for a billion years, right? But it's also like checks and balances. Like, let's just say we did. Oh, something bad's happened. Oh, now people are going to scrutinize this. Oh shit! But we weren't doing our job. It's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense.
So
we're not going to get any. We're not going to. Are we going to? What do you mean? We'll know more.
Apparently, Ghislaine Maxwell's ready to talk about Epstein. She's ready to have a chat.
So what did she go for? Like, I mean, how did
she went for aiding him?
But he was just doing it for the love of the game.
No, he's dead. He was not charged of anything for this particular set of crimes, but he was indicted and charged with crimes that she was basically found guilty of. So,
does she say there's a client list?
No, this is the thing, right? Like, that's what people were calling about. Like, so why is this chick in prison if there's no clients? If it's just like it's still him. You still can't get minors to like even if it's just one client being like your friend or your boyfriend or whatever, like it's still illegal. Anyway, these guys, they're just so he's so mega rich, which I have no idea how, and I think he's just like thinks they can get away with anything. I think they've just got that sort of like, I'm friends with Bill Gates, I'm friends with Bill Clinton, I'm friends with Prince Andrew, I'm friends with Donald Trump, I'm friends with everybody. I'm not going down for any of this shit. And if there was sort of blackmail involved, which there absolutely could have been for any number of reasons, then there's a whole bunch of people that would much prefer that no one talks about this.
The problem is this doesn't just affect one political party, because if it affected one and not the other, there would be disclosure in a heartbeat.
That's true. That's one of the reasons why people are saying there probably wasn't a client list, because if there was, the Democrats would have smashed it onto Trump when they could have, which is like not a bad thought. Like, it's pretty
but there were probably
sense.
Democrats as well on that client list.
Yeah.
It's like they're both in the same boat. They're like, no, we've got to bury this thing. Like, Biden hasn't, Trump. Like, there's been no progress with this. It's been crazy. I mean, it's gone for ages. I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
It can't be viewed as partisan. Like, it can't be.
No, it's not.
It can't be. Like, we can't be doing that. We can't be playing these games where it's partisan. That makes no sense.
That's what they do.
That's what it seems like it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this one hurts us both. All right, I guess we're both happy for this one to just. Do we both want to take a hit?
To bury this one.
Both want to take a hit. You know, Elon's fucking America Party or whatever the fuck he's called it just comes in and starts sweeping elections.
Yeah.
That's gross. Anyway, I think that's the show.
Great chat.
Thanks for coming. We'll be here next time, as we always are.
Hopefully it warms up a little bit.
Yeah. See you then.
Boy.